What's up guys, this is Javelin at English Tutor Hub. Today we are doing a lesson about the present perfect and in particular about the form. So let's start. This is a two-part lesson with a separate video for each part. So this video, part 1, I will talk about the form. So the affirmative, negative, and question form. I will also discuss the spelling rules of past participles, the correct position of adverbs, and then some exercises. And part 2, I will explain how to use the present perfect, and I will discuss the meaning and also importantly the differences with the present perfect and the past simple. Alright, so 2 videos and I advise you to watch both of them. It's very important to watch both videos. Alright, so let's start. I have finished my homework. Okay, so this is the present perfect affirmative. I have finished. So I have finished, you have finished, he, she, it has finished, we have finished, you have finished, and they have finished. So if we now analyze the form, then this is what it looks like. Alright, subject, and then we have the verb have in the present simple form. For example, I have, you have, etc. And then at the end we have the verb in the past participle form. Alright, so this is the past participle. This is the past participle of the verb finish. So we have finished. And this part here, the verb have, we are using have as an auxiliary verb. And the important part here is the third person singular. He, she, it has, it changes, it is, has. And this one is, and this one here is the main, this one here is the main verb. So finished is the main verb, and this is the past participle. So for a regular verb like finish, we add ed to the verb to form its past participle. Alright, so that is the affirmative. Now, let's look at the contracted form of the affirmative. So, this is the full form that we have just studied. So, I have finished, I've finished. So, we put an apostrophe and then the letter VE, and we pronounce it as one syllable, I've. So I have becomes I've. You have finished, you've finished. He's finished, she's finished, it's finished, we've finished, you've finished, and they've finished. Now, the negative form. I have not finished my homework. So here is the negative form of the present perfect. I have not finished. You have not finished. He, she, it has not finished. We have not finished. You have not finished. And they have not finished. So we have the subject, the verb have in the correct form of the present simple, the word not, and then the past participle form of the verb. And as always, be careful of he, she, and it. It's the only one where we say has and not have. Notice that always the past participle form. The form is always the same for each subject. This never changes. Alright? Now, let's move on the contracted form. Now, the contracted form of the negative. I have not finished. I haven't finished. You haven't finished. He haven't finished. She hasn't finished. It hasn't finished. We haven't finished. You haven't finished. And they haven't finished. Alright? Now, in the negative, there are two ways of forming the contracted form. This is the first way. I'll now show you the second way. I've not finished. You've not finished. He's not finished. She's not finished. It's not finished. We've not finished. You've not finished. And they've not finished. Alright? So, both of these methods, this is method 1, this is method 2, both of these methods are correct. But this is better. This is also correct, the second method, but I advise you to use this method or the first method. Alright? Now, let's move on to the question form. Have you finished your homework? Have finished. Have I finished? Have you finished? Has he, she, it finished? Have we finished? Have you finished? Have they finished? Alright? So we have the verb have. We have the verb have in the present simple form plus the subject, and again the verb in the past participle form, and of course the question mark. Don't forget the question mark to show that it is a question. And as always, don't forget this part here. Don't forget this part here. And as always, again, don't forget this part, the has. This is has, the only part that changes. Alright? Question form 2. Another type of question where we use WH questions. Example: where have I left my glasses? What have we done today? Why has it rained so much this summer? How long have you known Jack? So in all of these examples, the red words, this is the normal form of the question. Have I left? Have we done? Has it rained? Have you known? So this is the normal form of the question. You see that on the previous slide. And we can also ask a question, another type of question, by adding a question word before the form here in blue. Where, what, why, how. So we can ask a question with a question word by adding a question word to the front of the sentence. So here we can add a question word: what, where, why, who, and how, followed by the verb have and the subject, and then the verb in the past participle form with the question mark. Past participle form, spelling rules number 1. These are the same spelling rules as for the past simple form. Alright? So you already know this. They are the same. Here is some revision. Regular verbs simply add ed. So I have talked, I have watched. Regular verbs ending in silent E add D. Died, closed. Regular verbs ending in a consonant and Y change the Y to I and add ed. I have hurried, I have carried. Regular verbs ending in a vowel and Y add ed. Stayed, played. Past participle form, spelling rules number 2. Regular verbs with one syllable ending in consonant plus vowel plus consonant. Double the consonant and add ed. Begged, clapped. Regular verb with more than one syllable and ends in consonant plus vowel and a consonant. Double the final consonant only if the final syllable is stressed and add ed. Excelled, submitted. But if the final syllable is not stressed, we just add ed. Listened, happened. Verbs ending in L always double the L and add ed. Cancelled, traveled. But this is in British English. In American English, just follow the normal rule above. Cancel, you just add ed. Travel, just add only ed. Again, when you double the L, this is in British English. Applies only in British English, and this doesn't apply in American English. Now, let's move on to irregular verbs. Irregular verbs past participle form. So, here is a list of a few common irregular verbs. I have been, I have beaten, I have begun, I have blown, I have broken, I have brought, I have built, I have bought, I have got, I have chosen, I have drunk, I have driven, and many more. Unfortunately, there are no rules for these irregular verbs. You must simply learn them. Alright? So every time you learn an irregular verb, you must learn a past participle. Position of adverbs. An example of adverbs that we can use with the present perfect are always, never, only, ever, still, just, already, and there are others. So, how do we position these words? Well, in the affirmative, we can say, we have just arrived at the zoo. Here is the present perfect, we have, and here is the adverb, just. I have only cleaned the garage. Present perfect, I have. Adverb, only. So the adverb is between the past participle, and the auxiliary verb have. Question 4. Have you ever visited Manila? So the present perfect, we have you, and the adverb ever. Has she already left the school? And so the adverb again is between the past participle, and the question form of the auxiliary verb have or has. So after the subject in fact. Alright? Exercise 1. Put the words in brackets into the affirmative present perfect form. For example, they live this month in Thailand. Answer: they have left this month in Thailand. Okay, question number 1. I will give you a couple of seconds, and if you still need some time, you can pause the video. So question number 1. Answer: he has written 5 letters. Question number 2. Answer: I have painted my bedroom. Exercise number 2. Put the words in brackets into the negative present perfect form. Use the contracted form. For example, answer: she hasn't seen him for a long time. Question. Answer: we haven't bought a new car. Question number 2. Answer: she hasn't seen him for a month. Exercise number 3. Put the words in brackets into the present perfect in the question form. For example, so answer: has he spoken to his boss? Question number 1. Answer: where have you been? Question number 2. Answer: has he spoken to his boss? So there you are, guys. That's the end of this lesson. Please visit official website englishtutorhub.com for a complete transcript of this lesson, and there are many other lessons that you might be interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. This is Javelin. See you soon, and thanks for watching.